The Japanese Film Festival, widely known and appreciated among lovers of East Asian cinema, is presented and run by the Japan Foundation and co-organized by the Embassy of Japan in South Africa. The festival has grown to be one of the largest and most popular film festivals, attracting large audiences every year, showcasing a vast variety of cinematic masterpieces from drama, romance, and anime, among others. The Japanese Film Festival is aimed at promoting and understanding Japanese culture among South Africans, which can prove a feat considering that it's difficult to introduce alternative ideas to anyone outside of those already acclimated to those cultural sensibilities. Discussions on East Asian media by a South African audience was only ever possible in settings such as anime clubs or conventions, with that specific medium acting as a lens through which Japanese media can be fully appreciated. But now that anime has become more mainstream and platform mediated, the point of its appeal is no longer that difficult to justify. But this year, the Japanese Film Festival made a bold choice by only including one anime film in the schedule, which means they were less focused on appealing to the wide range of anime lovers in the country and more on showcasing Japanese stories, exploring human interactions in a realistic setting. The platform economy has been in favor of anime production since Akira Toriyama's Dragon Ball was adapted into one of the world's most popular anime, and its sequel became the template upon which future shonen stories would be told. Now, this is purely from a South African standpoint. Obviously, the lineage of anime can be traced to a very different genesis point depending on where in the world you are. Kazuhiro Otomo's Akira often fuels these discussions, but I like to trace this lineage to when Masamune Shiro's Ghost in the Shell was adapted into a neo-noir cyberpunk anime in 1995, helmed by legendary director Mamoru Oshii, who at the time had just wrapped up production on Paddleboard 2. He initially set his sights on directing Jinro the Wolf Brigade, but was asked to adapt Ghost in the Shell instead by Bandai Visual. He would later come back to work on Jinro, but only as a writer. Our contemporary understanding of Japan did not come from research or Japanese dramas, but in anime, where this understanding was heavily exaggerated. But let's pull back for a second and talk about The Sentient Lamb, the first film which was screened on the night of the 11th. Based on a manga by Tatsuhiko Yamagami and Mikio Igarashi, The Sentient Lamb operates like a black comedy, but seldom obeys genre rules. It stirs in elements of thriller, social drama, and even kaiju action. Credulity is sometimes strained, but I found the characters engaging, even as it dove headfirst into its darker components. Raiju Wave was an anime film which was screened earlier on the 12th. Masaaki Yuasa is more known for his anarchic visual presentation, which ignores standard anime designs and movements. His projects are intensely energized, with rushing action and robber-like characters whose manic physical distortions make them feel startling and unfamiliar. The majority of Raiju Wave is rather grounded, and Yuasa shows a lot of restraint until he explodes with one big thrilling action sequence at the climax. Raiju Wave is fueled by romance, painful emotions, and complex and contradictory urges, but it's also about losing love and trying to deal with those aforementioned painful emotions. If you want a love story that is both sentimental and raw at the same time, then Raiju Wave should satisfy that need. Later in the day, I saw Mamashiba, which I thought I would not like, but ended up being a highlight for me. Jiro, played by Jiro Sato, is a 32-year-old man who doesn't have a job. He lives at his parents' house and doesn't socialize with people. On a structural level, Mamashiba rides the line between comedy and melodrama, but relies on the strength of its comedy to carry it forward, which was for the better. On Sunday, the screening began with Osukoi, directed by Yuichi Fukuda and starring Mitsuki Takahata as Narumi and Kento Yamazaki as Hirotaka. Did I love it as much as I loved the anime? No. But such is the nature of adapting a work in live action that's already been well adapted into an animated medium. I find it difficult to remove myself from the anime version of the story because it was just that good. But as a standalone story, Osukoi is a pretty standard Japanese film and was decently entertaining. Lastly, we have some dramatic sword action. Killing is a work by Japanese director Shinya Tsukamoto of Tetsuo fame. It offers a modern take on the classic samurai film, evoking both the genre's mood and intense spirit. Set during the mid-19th century Edo period of Japan, Killing is the story of a ronin named Ikematsu Sosuke. The trope of the wandering samurai who doesn't want to kill was better explored in Rurouni Kenshin, which was also adapted into a very well received live action which was produced by Warner Brothers with actual production by Studio Swan and released in multiple installments beginning in 2012. But I appreciated Killing for what it was and was thoroughly entertained through and through. Thank you to the Embassy of Japan in South Africa for the experience, and I sincerely hope for more Japanese content in the future. If you liked this video, please subscribe to my channel and come with me as I analyze all manner of geek and East Asian cinema in great detail. Thank you for watching.